Eric's Trip, and My Bed is Red from Forever Again. And Rick and Julie are my guests in our Moncton studios tonight. Hi.
Hi.
Last year in Details Mag, they did those, odds things. You saw it, of course. They gave you 10 to 1 for making it big.
Yeah.
I mean, at the very least, it's interesting that they know about you because you were in there in a small list with Ace of Base.
Yeah.
What are your reactions to that, and what's your basic assessment of the last year?
Wow, well, I was a little bit confused by that prediction.
We were just kind of amazed that we were even on it, really. We didn't pay much attention to the odds.
Well, I was trying to figure out what is it 10 to 1 or 1?
Yeah, it was 10 to 1.
I was trying to figure out how really good that was.
Well, relative to some of the other stuff.
There was one, I think there was 18 to 1.
Yeah.
And then but there's some that were 2 to 1.
Not very good with ratios.
Yeah. Well, I did really bad in math in grade 12. But yeah, sorry.
Getting off the topic.
Yes.
So what would your assessment of the last year be?
Well, I would say it was pretty
We did
good.
our longest tour ever.
What was that, 5 weeks?
Yeah, it was almost it was over a month anyway. We were getting excited to get home.
Yeah.
And where did you all go?
We just started here.
Across Canada.
Cross Canada through the, Chicago, Minneapolis, and then through the prairies and out to Vancouver and down
From
to Seattle. And
Yeah.
then we
The
came
regular.
home.
And was response good?
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, and we did a lot better in the States this time.
Yeah. Why? What? You didn't do well there before or something?
Well, it was our second time playing in Chicago and in Minneapolis, and we also played in Ann Arbor, which we had never played there before. And
Big college town.
yeah, and a
was
lot of
great.
people actually came to see us. Whereas when we played there the July of the year before, no one was there to see us.
It's just all of a sudden people know us a little bit more in the
Yeah.
States. It used to be completely opposite from Canada. Once we went across the border, no one knew who we were at all.
Yeah, and what was
That's
Did that
nice.
weird you out a lot? I mean, considering that you're a sub pop band and everything, you would expect your records to be out there.
I guess we didn't really
Well,
expect anyone really
yeah.
to know us because
even this tour, the last one we did, we weren't really expecting.
it still surprises us when people do know about stuff. Or
Yeah.
Yeah, and then there was this
some
one
of it.
group of kids, or well, not kids, people our age, I guess, who they had driven 10 hours to get to Minneapolis. I thought that was really neat.
Did you feel like you had to feed them or entertain them in any way?
No, maybe entertain them, but that's
Yeah.
about it.
It was a pretty fun tour, though. We didn't have too much pressure. We had
No.
fun on it.
Yeah.
And were you happy with the response that Forever Again got?
I don't know what response it's gotten so far.
It was a weird record to put out anyway. It was like this middle record. We're excited for the next ones, and we really liked the record, but it came out at such a weird time, and we couldn't tour for it. And it was pieced together differently than the other records, and
I
it's
really
kind of
liked
like a
it,
weird. Yeah, it's really good in a
I think
different
the
way.
response is okay, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have no idea. I don't think I've... Oh, yeah, I have seen reviews for it. I always get confused with the... I forgot about the... Yeah.
Well, before we get more specifically, though, to Eric's Trip, you guys have been playing around separately but together. Is it true that you did a show that was called vaguely Eric's Trip without Eric, and all four of you played
Wow.
solo stuff?
Yeah, it wasn't really called that, but we did do a show like that. But yeah, we did one in Halifax a couple nights ago, where a band that me and Mark were playing in.
Together?
Yeah, me
Okay.
and Mark and two people from another band in Moncton, Tara and Ron, who play like keyboards and stuff. And it's like a different kind of psychedelic music band.
Yeah, well, did you guys argue, though, who would open for who?
Oh no, we wanted to play earlier, and we ended off the night with Purple Night, which is Mark's band.
And I played first,
Okay.
and Chris was third.
Moonsocket played third.
So there's Sappy Records, that's yours, right, Julie?
Oh, yes.
Okay. Now, why are you doing this separately from, say, Sub Pop stuff? What's the impetus for this?
Well, actually, I haven't been doing anything for it lately.
Yeah,
And I've just been...
time has been consumed by a baby.
So, yeah, and even before that, it's been consumed by something. I don't know. I don't know. But the reason I was doing it was to put out music that we really liked, that wasn't getting put out.
Now, your solo project is on this, and does Chris's Moonsocket, does he have a 7-inch out as well?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I guess we were, it
We
was...
just try to put them wherever we can, or
Yeah.
if we had a little extra money, we try to do them ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, and originally it was just to put out music by our friends, but we started out kind of by putting music out by us, because I kind of had a feeling maybe we'd be able to sell some of those before just to make a little bit of money to put out the other ones, and I have money to put out another one, but I just can't decide what to put out next.
Yeah.
And I've been getting mail, and I haven't had time to answer it, and it's hard.
This is a perfect opportunity to reply to all of those people
Yes,
then who
I'd
are
like
waiting
to-
for the records.
Yeah, I'd like to apologize to all you people. But I am going to get around to answering everybody soon.
Solo projects usually function as an outlet for material that's inappropriate for a full band usually. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, is that the case with this, and what do you get out of it?
Well, that's what I do.
Yeah, I just finished a record too that Sub Pop's actually putting out on vinyl. I just have to do something different for a change, you know, like let out a different, because I write.
Well, how do
I
you
guess-
know these songs are not going to be band songs? Like, have you already
maybe-
tried to take them to the band and they go, ew?
Well, I usually just make these home demos myself of all the songs I write, and some of them just, you know, wouldn't be right for Eric's Trip. And a lot of them we have tried. We just pick and choose which ones we want to do with Eric's Trip, and then the other ones are done differently.
Is that the same for you, Julie?
Kinda. Usually I don't plan on ever doing any of mine, but if they like them, then we can do them.
Okay.
Yeah,
And,
Chris and I picked Julie's ones.
Yeah. And I guess the reason I don't usually plan on it is because I don't play guitar in the band, and I don't usually want to play them on bass.
Yeah.
She
So-
does her songs more herself live and as Broken
Yeah.
Girl.
Yeah. How do you think Sub Pop's recent corporate luck will affect you guys? I guess it's 49% share with Warner or something.
Yeah, I'm still learning about that.
Yeah, I haven't heard much
I don't think
about
it's affecting us at all.
Yeah. So you don't have the option to jump over the other side or anything.
I think what happens is if they're interested in having us, it's our decision.
Right. Okay.
I think that's what happens. That's what I've been told.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, they can't just decide and say, well, we want Eric's Trip, and then we have no say, and then we're on Warner all of a sudden.
Yeah.
But I think if they're interested in signing us, and if we want to go with them, or something like that, I don't really know.
Yeah.
But anyway,
I'm
we're
not
not
too up
planning
on that
on
part
it,
of
so...
on the political side of things
Yeah.
or whatever.
I was very surprised that they had done it, but I guess it's good for Sub Pop.
Yeah. The record Forever Again must seem practically ancient to you now, given that you guys produce so much material. Are you living with it well, or you can't wait to get on to the next one?
I don't know.
I'm always happy, usually with everything we put out, just collecting more and more stuff to have when I'm hopefully older.
I really like the record, and I'm excited for the new stuff too, but I'm not, like, sick of the record or anything. I'm not thinking, oh, wow, I can't wait till we put something else out, but we are looking forward to putting something new out.
Yeah.
It was a different sounding record, too. Like, we're excited to do something a little bit different.
Was it a 4 or an 8 tracker?
It was almost all 8 track, except
A half-inch.
4 songs were Julie's About You and Hate Song and ones like that were done on 4 tracks.
Yeah. And it was recorded like in under 3 weeks, right?
Yeah. About 2 weeks, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, were all of these songs done? Like, were they played live? Were they ready to go?
No.
You're making stuff up on the spot then.
It was pretty
Well, they
much
were-
Rick was teaching them to me, and then I'd record it.
Yeah, they were all done kind of separately, like I said, as demos. Like, this record was done so differently than all the others because we had been on tour and everything was done by me and Chris mostly
And I
on
was
4
away a
tracks,
lot, yeah.
where like we were playing the drums even ourselves, like barely to kind of show Mark the idea. But then we pieced it together really strange, and it's what kind of why the cover is the way it is. It's just
Yeah.
looking into
Yeah.
a
But
different.
it sounds consistent.
Yeah,
Yeah, it turned out...
it's just like a different type of record.
I think Mark was incredible because he did all the drum tracks without any music, and it was just like Rick would teach him the song, and then,
Just the structure.
and then he'd do the drum track with no music, like as a guide or anything. He's
We can do the songs all now, like as a band, but
Yeah.
a lot of the songs were recorded as we were learning them.
yeah.
I mean, I suspect that you have theories about 4 and 8 track versus evil 24 track recording studios, but I am not sure what the specifics of that is. And is
I
it
don't
mostly
know.
just you, Rick, who?
It's not like and it's not as much of this thing I'm just totally against. It's just I'd like to play with more tracks someday, but
It's a matter of what we have.
we have that
to
and
work
it's,
with.
and it's enough that I know how to use. It's not too much. And
So you'd want to do it yourself. You wouldn't give up the process to somebody and go into a big studio.
It's too fun, and it makes it too much part of the band. Really, if you produce your own record, it's like totally the way you want to hear it.
Is that another way of saying that you're a control freak, though?
I
don't
wouldn't
know.
say that, no.
I have the I guess what I see in my head there, and I just have to try to get it. And if it takes getting other people to help me, do it, I don't mind. It's
Yeah.
not, and we're not trying to be lo-fi either. We're trying to learn how to be.
We're getting there, though.
Yeah, I like the way it sounds.
I find each one we put out sounds a little better.
Yeah, this one definitely sounds different than the other one as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, how many songs were you dealing with when you started recording this?
Just all the ones on it, maybe a couple extra ones that didn't go on it.
Saving them for B-sides?
Yeah, or probably not.
Yeah.
And probably usually just end up getting put on
Yeah,
on
we
a
have
tape
quite a few
somewhere.
that never got out.
Yeah. I'm always curious about sort of post-production things that go on between bands. Like, how do you sequence a record, and what do you talk about? Like, how did you put it together exactly, other than just piecing it together? Did you decide which was going to be first? Did you have arguments about it?
No, we don't usually argue too much as a band. We just things just happen, and usually it's by some sort of fate thing. Like
Yeah.
it just stuff happens or gets pieced together in neat ways on just tapes, and we like the way the songs go into each other, and the names for our records all come out that way too. Kind of.
Yeah.
Well, Viewmaster was the first single, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
The one
First video,
ended
yeah.
up making the video for.
Okay. Did you guys choose that?
Well,
We were gonna make it for Girlfriend first, but everyone ever talking to us wanted us to do something for Viewmaster, and then so we ended up doing it. We still like the song a lot too.
Is everyone the record company, or is everyone your friends?
Friends and
A little bit of a
Sub
record
Pop
company.
like Viewmaster too.
yeah.
Yeah. And did you do the video yourself? I haven't seen it.
Oh yeah, we did it. It was all like drawn out by us and everything, and we got this girl Laura Borealis, and who helped organize us to get us to do it.
She's actually really a curious figure. People are always asking questions about her. Do you guys want to, like, illuminate us?
Well, she's our friend. She lives in Chicago.
Uh-huh.
She was living in Halifax, so that's probably...
We met her in Halifax.
Yeah, we met her in Halifax, and she seems to do a lot of work for, like, here and there.
She's just pretty organized. She
Yeah.
managed to get us around to getting cameramen and stuff, and just organizing the whole 2-day, carrying equipment around.
I suppose people
Going in
wonder
the
about her
woods.
because her name seems to be mentioned a lot. Yeah,
Yeah,
like with
yeah.
the Sloan pictures. and-
She always gets a credit on records.
yeah.
very
She's done a
mysterious.
lot. Like she's done a lot of Sloan photographs, and
Yeah.
she did the Thrush Hermit video, and she did her record, Snob Shop record, and so yeah.
So you guys picked Chris's song, Always There. What is the ratio of songwriting credits on this record? Because nothing is listed here.
It's
I only wrote one.
yeah, Julie just wrote one on this one, and most of them are mine, I guess. One
I
of
think
them,
Chris has about
one of them's
5.
Mark's, and there's
4 or 5.
4 or 5.
What do you think the differences are between your approaches to songwriting? Like, what do you think makes this Always There a Chris song?
Maybe his torment.
Okay.
He always seems to be pretty sad.
Okay.
And he has just a different way of writing songs.
Yeah.
We're all into kind of different bands. He's really into David Bowie and Sabado and stuff like that.
Wow, I'm into David Bowie. I would love
I am too.
I would love to be able to write a song like some of David Bowie's. That's what I want to start a band like the Ziggy Stardust record. I wasn't able to. It's hard to find. I don't know.
I've been really into the Hunky Dory record.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that
That sounds
good.
almost lo-fi, that one.
Yeah, it's a beautiful.
Hunky Dory is really good.
Eric Stripp and Always There from Forever Again, and Julie and Rick are my guests from our Moncton studios. I suspect these are very personal songs, but I'm also not sure what the ratio of real-life experience to imagination is in the songs.
Oh, it's pretty much all real life.
Yeah, you never embellish. You never. I mean, if you're the hero of the song, you never make yourself sound better than you might be.
Or worse.
I find on my part, I usually end up putting myself down mostly.
Yeah.
So I make myself more of a anti-hero.
Do you think you ever give away too much in detail?
Probably.
I think we have,
We
maybe.
never really knew what to write about in the early days, like even before we got Mark.
You look around the apartment and go, shoes.
The lyrics never meant as much to me. And once I started writing more and more personal things, I started, enjoying singing them more. And then it just got so personal. Like we have people, that know this whole soap opera thing that happened between, us and.
So like
people around
knows you well and knows your friends and knows who that you might be singing about.
Well, if
Yeah.
they really listen, it's possible to really figure out everything that's going on in our lives.
Yeah, and it's either wrote totally exact, almost real the way
Yeah.
it is, or it's just wrote in a bit of a you know.
Yeah, like Julie, your song, the one that you sing about you, that one is very titillating because you don't say who it is, but that you've told your mom, but you haven't told your brother who this person is.
Wow.
Do you think you would tell us? Who's the you?
Well, I guess I wrote that one when I found out I was pregnant.
Okay.
So, but
So it's about the baby.
yeah.
So it's Benjamin's first song.
Yeah, I'm always worried that he's going to take it in the wrong way, but I've since then written a really nice one.
To redeem yourself.
Yeah.
Like, that one was supposed to be nice, but I didn't finish it really, like, I sort of just left it hanging, kind of.
Yeah, no, it's nice the way that it does that.
Yeah, so I'm hoping that he won't ever think that, I hope he won't ever take it the wrong way, but yeah, since then I have written a really nice one, and I probably will write even better ones.
Do you think you're going to be a more careful songwriter now, Julie, that you figure that you have an audience?
You mean
Like
with the baby?
with the baby, yeah. That he'll grow up and start listening to mom's records and like reading too much into them.
Well, I guess in some situations, yeah, maybe I will.
Really?
Well, you never know. I find I do that a little bit,
Yeah.
but
Nah, but
probably not.
I guess it must be your songs, Rick, that a lot of reviewers find rather hopeless and desolate.
yeah, I guess. I think so.
Is there a reason for this? Do you think you could write like a really happy pop song?
He
Yeah,
does.
probably. I have wrote some.
The pizza shop. No, that was like 10 years ago.
There's lots
Yeah.
there's some happy songs too. I find I seem to be able, you know, it always seems more, I don't know, it hits you a little more when it's that sad.
Yeah. I mean, how do you know when a song is done? Or do you keep tinkering forever and every time you play it live you know, might add an improv bit or add words at a later date? Have you ever done that?
No, they usually always wrote pretty right on the spot, and they stay that way for a while. But
Yeah,
I don't know. I feel I like my lyrics more now, but I got a little sick of the really the sadder stuff. It's
Yeah.
time to get over it, I guess, a little bit.
Do you guys think you're getting a bit quieter?
Quieter?
We did on this record.
Yeah.
I think if anything, it'll probably go back opposite again now. We had to get that out.
Yeah. What would you say would constitute an evolution or as they say a maturation for the band? Like where do you want to see yourselves in 2 years maybe? Or do you think you'll have your last two Sub Pop records done before that?
No, we're trying to space things out a little bit more now, not get ahead of ourselves by doing side projects and stuff. So we get
Although I just found out today that Sub Pop wants us to have our third album out by January.
yeah.
Well, you've probably spoiled them because I think you're really fast now.
Yeah.
So we'll worry about that in the summer.
Yeah, we'll do
record
that in
that.
the summer.
Well, the other thing that I've wondered, talking about the sort of quality of your songs in particular, Rick, is do you have like a really creepy fan contingent? Like people who read into your music and then stalk you or anything?
No one stalks
God.
me yet, but people talk to me kind of strangely at shows.
Like too intimately maybe?
Yeah, sometimes. But I don't really mind. It's kind of interesting to see what people get out of them.
Are you a good counselor?
No. I'm not a very good talker to people.
What about you, Julie? Do you ever get weird stalker stuff?
Well, just this one guy. I even got a P.O. box because of it.
Oh, really?
But he was just kind of crazy, that's all.
Okay.
It was at a show, and he really kind of freaked me out.
We
I
seem
ended
to
up
have
hiding the rest of the night. I wasn't allowed to walk around the club by myself after that. But that was the only time, and that was on tour. It had nothing to do with my songs or anything. He just really dug me.
We seem to acquire.
That's what he said.
We seem to acquire a lot of fans into strange drugs.
Oh, great. What kind of like coherency is there in the letters that you might get from people?
About drugs?
There's only been I've only seen a few letters that
Yeah.
they got yeah.
And people at shows.
Yeah.
But I've gotten a few letters where people have been kind of worried about
I find
us,
yeah.
about like Eric Stripp's future and listening to the songs and saying, "Oh my God, what happened? Are you guys gonna break up?"
If there was any place that you could go and have people show up knowing who you are and singing along to your songs, where would you want to be?
Ooh, outdoors, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there any particular place on the continent or overseas or anything that appeals to you? Like some place you want to like play Madrid and you know that an audience is going to show up and they're going to know your music.
Wow.
I would like to be in, no, not to do a show. I'd really like to go to Arizona, but I'm not outdoors in the desert. I wouldn't want to play in the desert. I would just like to drive through Arizona and see it, but not to play. Let me think now.
We've never been down south, like of the States, except
Texas.
Texas.
And we played outdoors in Texas, and it was beautiful weather. It was a really hot night, and it was during the South by Southwest, and so there was all kinds of hot clubs, and we played outdoors. And I was so glad we were playing outdoors because it was really sweaty, and we had a nice breeze, and it felt really nice. That's why I liked it outdoors. We've played 3 outdoor shows, and they've all been really nice.
But you have plans to go out in the spring?
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least.
Well, there's been talk of something maybe in April.
Yeah. Is this going to be in lieu of a new EP or anything like that?
Probably an EP. We're talking, I guess, about doing an EP maybe on
Murder.
Maybe on Murder. They'd want to.
Will Sub Pop let you do that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they let us do anything that's not in competition with them.
Yeah. As long as we don't put an album out with another major label or something. Yeah.
And what else do you have planned? Any major sort of tour video or anything like that in the works?
Aren't we doing a video maybe?
We were thinking of doing a movie.
A movie?
Yeah.
I didn't hear
Maybe
about that.
a great movie.
Yeah.
Really?
And will you make it available too?
Yeah, I guess movies are pretty cheap to dub. Like the tapes, like you just dub these. Yeah, so it should be.
I thought we were making a video maybe at some point.
Yeah, we're gonna make I think we might still make a video for Girlfriend too.
Yeah.
That's the one we were originally going to do, and we didn't get a chance to do it. Rick had it all planned out and everything. We didn't do it.
Were you the main actors? You
No.
guys have you ever done that in a video? Mime?
No, not really.
Well, what is
in the Viewmaster video, actually, we moved our lips with the song. But Girlfriend was probably we're gonna have to get a girl and a boy stars of it. Some little girl and a scary guy.
Okay.
we have lots of guy friends that fit in. We could get.
Well, I'd like to thank you guys for coming down tonight and talking to us, and let us know when you have a solid tour itinerary and things like that.
Okay.
And of course, send us a free copy of the record, the new EP.
Yeah,
Okay.
for sure.
Okay, good night.
Good night.
Thanks. Good night.